Hey beautiful people, welcome back to our YouTube channel and thank you so much for joining today. If this is your first time here, please do not forget to subscribe to the channel below. Please guys, subscribe so that we can take the channel further. Thank you so much. If you are looking for an opportunity to migrate in September 2023, then this video is for you, especially as an international student. If you are looking for a university in the European Union or the Schengen zone, this is a video for you to watch. First of all, let me draw your attention to the fact that if you intend to apply to this university, all right, they have bachelor's programs, they have master's programs, and they have PhD programs, all right. So if you intend to apply, you should understand that you need to legalize your documents. The first thing you need to do with the document legalization is that you first of all take your documents to the Ministry of Education. Remember, there is a video I did on this YouTube channel or on the channel already, which is talking about authentication, legalization. And I mentioned in that video that there are two ways to go about this legalization. We often mix the terms together. We call one authentication, notification, and a lot of people don't know. Now, authentication means that you take your documents, all right, you take your documents to the Ministry of Education and Ministry of Foreign Affairs. When it is legalization, it is going to the embassy, the various embassies. And I mentioned in that video how you are going to do legalization. Now, for you to apply to this university, I have always emphasized that you should always check the school websites. I am explaining this because I want you to apply and get results. You should always check the school website to know if actually you need to do legalization and authentication and legalization, which is very common now in most European countries. So don't always forget. Now, in this university, if you must apply, you must authenticate your documents and legalize your documents at the level of the Ministry of Education, Foreign Affairs, and of course, the Portuguese Embassy. This is taking me now to the school and the country. The country is Portugal, and the name of the school is called the University of Evora. Now, why must you be looking at Portugal? Or if you are looking at Portugal, there are a lot of advantages. The first advantage is that Portugal equally have merit-based scholarship, and this particular university has merit-based scholarship. I would explain very soon so that you understand what I'm talking about. Another advantage for you to apply to Portugal, or if you are looking at universities in Portugal, you should put into your brain that most Portuguese university will ask you to pay your tuition fee in installments. All right, and tuition fee in Portugal is very affordable, especially in this university. I will mention that very soon. You can pay 7, 8, 9, or 10 installments in your tuition fee or in Portuguese university, and most times they will charge you between 1,000 euros to like 3,000 euros maximum. All right, there are just a few universities in Portugal that you would be asked to pay above 3,500 euros, and the University of Evora in Portugal is not an exception. All right, then another advantage in Portugal is that if you live in Portugal for just probably 3 to 4 years, you are going to gain permanent residency, and you are of course going to be looking forward to their citizenship. All right, and many more advantage follows in terms of jobs. Portugal equally has this possibility for you to migrate using the job seeker visa, or even if you migrate as a tourist, there is a possibility and high chance if you get a school in Portugal, you can easily swap your visa. You understand? So these are some of the opportunities. Now let's go back to the University of Evora. This university is one of the many universities in Portugal where you can study a bachelor's degree program and a master's degree program. As an education YouTuber or as a study abroad YouTuber, it is my right to explain to you some of these details fully. And I will be talking about schools that are merely open or that are open already and accepting international students for fall 2023. Now, University of Evora has bachelor's degree programs, master's programs, and PhD programs. And for you to study any of these programs, of course, you need qualifications. Basic high school qualifications will take you to a bachelor's programs, and basic high school qualifications together with a bachelor's degree and an attestation or transcript will take you to study a master's program at this university. And of course, a master's degree alongside the other previous, maybe a bachelor's and a high school qualification, will lead you to study a PhD program. Now, you should understand that there are application fees associated to most Portuguese university when you want to apply for a program. Now, our focus is going to be master's degree at the University of Evora. And like I told you, it is good to apply as early as possible so that you gain your admissions letter early and move for visa application. All right. Now, if you take a look at the master's programs at the University of Evora, you will see that at the University of Evora, there are 6 schools which are the same, like 6 faculties. All right. And if you look at the Faculty of Fine Arts, you will see that they have programs like design, music, theater, and architecture. All right. If you take a look at the faculty or the School of Science and Technology, you are going to see that they have programs like chemistry, earth science, earth and atmosphere, geology, landscape architecture, and biochemistry, and so many other programs I didn't mention here. Now, let's take a look at the School of Social Sciences. You will see that they have programs like economics, history, literature, and so many other programs. And the remaining other schools, nursing is not for international students. Don't apply for nursing, guys. So among all of these now, if you want to apply for any of these programs like economics that I just mentioned or biochemistry, you need to click on that particular program. When you click and it opens, you read across the website. All right. For example, if you take a look at the biochemistry website, you are going to see that biochemistry is taught both in the Portuguese language and in English language. I hope you understand. Now, another thing you should pay attention to is the number of places. The number of places for biochemistry, they need just 4 international students. All right. Meanwhile, for the other programs like educational sciences, they may need 5 or more. It all depends on the program you want to apply for at the University of Evora in Portugal. Now, you should understand that Portugal is another country which is attracting a lot of tourists. So even if you go in as a tourist, it is also possible that you can end up studying a degree program. But hey, don't make this error of moving in without having a plan. If you want to move in, which is something, because it is going to be very difficult for you to swap your tourist visa to an education or maybe a student visa. If you don't plan well, make sure you have your admissions letter before you step on this particular project. All right. It is not going to be an easy thing. It is not funny anymore out there. But again, planning and strategizing is very important if you want to do this method. But I would always advise and I will always say that as an international student with qualification, at least the high school qualifications, try to move into some of these countries just using the study visa. It is easy because when you go in the first 1 year, you are going to get your residence permit or study permit. Then after that, you still have free access to work. All right. In Portugal, you can work even 35 hours a week without any restrictions. So these are some of the things you should know. Now, how do you apply for these programs? For the Faculty of Social Sciences, you would realize that the economics program, history and literature have different positions, or let's say different number of students they need. And equally, the programs are not taught in the same languages. So make sure you verify the programs taught in your language, which is English, or otherwise you should look for programs taught in Portuguese if you have the Portuguese certificate or a document to show that you know Portuguese, you can speak, you understand. Of course, you can apply and submit your proficiency. It is not going to be difficult. Now, looking at the program economics, you will realize that it is taught in a Portuguese language. Economics is in Portuguese. And of course, the requirements for you to apply for economics at the University of Evora include any bachelor's degree related to economics or maybe related to financial management. All these details are found on the university's website. So it is now your place to check. All right. And if you verify the number of places for economics, you will see that they need 10 students. And of course, the tuition fee for the program is 2,500 euros. Very affordable. All right. But there is another thing very interesting you need to understand about the University of Evora. International students with scholarships, merit-based scholarship. Oh yes, you can get a merit-based scholarship in Portuguese university when you apply for them. If your results are good or extremely good, you are going to get a merit-based scholarship. And in this case, you are going to be studying for 1,050 euros. And very fascinating, you are going to pay this 1,050 euros in about 10 different installments, guys. Come on. every semester you pay 175, or per installment you pay 175 euros. How much is that? Chicken chain. So these are some universities you should try to put into consideration, and know that international students with corporate and development grants, there are equally grants in this university, and scholarships as well. Make sure you check the scholarships on every program website. All right, those on corporate and development grants will be studying equally for 1,250 euros. However, if you don't have the scholarship, you are going to be paying 2,500 euros. All right, and there are so many other scholarships. Please verify the university's website. It is very important for you to do this. All right, so this is just a program. I just wanted you guys to know that programs like this have different requirements. If you take a look at other programs like maybe educational science or geology or geosciences, you will see that they equally have their own language of instruction, and of course the number of places or maybe the requirements also varies. All right, now let's talk again. Remember, I said legalization is very important. If you check the university's website, the University of Evora's website, you will see that it has been stated there, without you legalizing your documents, you cannot get admissions. Yesterday, I was speaking to a follower, an African follower from UAE, United Arab Emirates, and she is from Nigeria. She was telling me she didn't know that she had to do legalization. And now I want to tell you that if you are watching me for the first time, at least 98% of schools in Portugal would always need legalization. Check, I think it's just 1 or 2 schools in Portugal that you don't need to legalize your documents before you apply for them. Please, you have to put all this into consideration. Like I always say, study abroad is not an easy thing. It involves planification, it involves budgeting, it involves prayers a lot. All right, so you should put this into consideration and know that you're legal. And right now the Portuguese embassy is not open. I don't know if it's open before you watch this video, but it's not open, as I know before I was filming. All right, it's not open. So we have to put all these things. And now, how do you do the legalization? Even if you pull through at the level of the Ministry of Education and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, this is now for Nigerians. All right, for other nationalities it is not the same. Even if you pull through with the legalization, with the authentication, it is going to be now difficult to do legalization because the embassy is not open and you need to do the legalization. All right, which is something which is very important. Always plan as early as possible. Now, another option you should be looking at, cheaper option, should be Czech Republic, guys. I will bring videos about that and explain very soon so you understand what I mean. All right, I believe this is all about this. When you get your admissions letter around April or May, you can now start your visa application. And remember, I have been saying that early application will help you. Those that will apply for will start booking appointments around July may never get appointment dates. This is something you need to pay attention to. If you are watching me, if you want to migrate to any European country and you need a study visa, you have to put this into consideration, guys. It is not going to be easy. I hope you've gathered a lot of things here. Remember, you can equally work in Portugal as an international student and make your own money. All right, Portugal is a country that is looking for labor force. So if you have means to migrate, just do it without thinking twice. This is the end of our video. If you have a question, please drop it in the comment section of this channel or of this video. I will respond from there. Till we meet again, remember, if you need a one-on-one consultation with me, check the video description box and book an appointment. Till we meet again in another one. Peace.